Hey, this is Susan from smokergrillgirl.com, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be cold smoking some salt. So I have the sea salt. If you remember, I did a video on hot smoking some sea salt maybe about a month ago, give or take. And what this salt, we used it for cooking, grilling some ribeyes, and you really couldn't taste the smoke flavor to it. And the reason being is because we only smoked it, or we hot smoked it for 4 hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take this salt, I'm going to put it back on this screen splatter thing, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cold smoke it with this smoke tube that I'm going to fill with applewood pellets, and then use the butane lighter to light this, and we're going to smoke it for about, I don't know, it's 8 o'clock here right now Eastern time, and we're just going to smoke it until the salt turns, hopefully, I'm hoping it'll turn at least a dark smoky color, so that we'll get some more smoke flavor from it, so that when we do use it for cooking and flavoring food, we'll be able to taste a difference in the salt, because we really couldn't taste the difference on this. I'm not sure how it'll turn out because it has already been smoked before, but like I said, we're going to go ahead and hot or cold smoke it this time around. The only thing is, this, when we fill this up with applewood pellets, this only lasts for 4 hours. So after the 4 hours, I'll have to empty the ashes out and then refill it with applewood pellets, and then do the whole process of lighting it again, and then putting the salt back on. So I'm going to take you with the along the journey with me to show you how I cold smoke the salt, and hopefully it'll come out good and more flavorful than what this one is. So let me go ahead and get everything set up and prepped, and we'll get it on the grill. So like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just, the first time I smoked it, I smoked some in a pie sheet and this green splatter sheet, and the salt actually turned more, I guess, changed color better on the screen splatter sheet. So we're going to just go ahead and put all of this salt on the screen splatter sheet. And I'm just going to put this all the salt on the screen splatter sheet, and I'm going to just even it out so that it all gets exposed to the smoke. Now every 30 minutes or every hour or so, I'm going to go ahead and open the lid and stir this up a little bit to make sure that all the salt is getting exposed to the smoke, because we want this to come out. I've seen some smoked salt online where it's just like a brownish, really dark brown, almost blackish color, and that's what I'm looking for. So like I said, it is 8:36 right now Eastern time, so I'm gonna leave it on there hopefully no less than 10 hours, and we're gonna see how it looks at the halfway point. So let me go ahead and go outside and light this grill. Alright, so I filled the smoke tube with applewood pellets, and you can use any kind of pellets you want, but the reason that I'm using applewood pellets is because these are the same flavor pellets that I used when I hot smoked them, and I like to use applewood pellets for a lot of my cooks. It's just a milder type of wood, and it adds a great flavor when you do leave it, when the smoke is allowed to penetrate the food. So you can use any kind of butane lighter. You can use a butane lighter. You can use a Bic lighter. I like to use the butane lighter because it just makes it easier to light. So we're going to just go ahead and light this. I'm going to show you how to light this as well too. So to light this, you just basically fill the tube up. Like I said, this is only going to be a 4-hour smoke. And then after 4 hours, I'll have to empty out the ashes and then refill the tube with more pellets. But to light this, what you do is just basically just keep holding this until it lights, and then once the pellets light, you want to just go ahead and let them catch on fire really good, so that way you know that it is smoking. So we're just going to keep doing this until we see a flame. Now you'll want to make sure, there you go, there's the flame. So we need to do it a little bit longer. It might take a little while to catch fire, but once you see the fire, you can. All right, so there's the flame. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just gently lay this down in the pellet grill. and just make sure that they don't fall out. And then we're going to just go ahead and close the lid and let this burn for about 5 to 10, well, about 10 to 15 minutes to make sure that the pellets are definitely on fire. And then once we come back out here, everything should be good and smoking. And if it's not, then you'll want to go ahead and do the process over again. And if there's still a flame, we're going to blow that flame out, but we're just going to let it do what it needs to do. So we're going to close this up and we're going to just let it continue to burn, and we'll be back in a bit. Smoker has been smoking for, or we let it sit for 10 minutes, and you can tell that it is ready to go. Smoke's coming out and there's no flame in there. If there was a flame in there when you got back out, you just go ahead and blow that flame out, and the smoke tube should be smoking. And if it wasn't, then you just run through the whole process again until you get it smoking. Now, I put this frog mats down on the grill, and the reason being is it was kind of dirty. I didn't clean it out from last time because it was kind of cold the last time we cooked. So I didn't want the salt to be laid directly on the grill. If you don't have a frog mat, then make sure your grates are clean before you put it on there, because you don't want the salt to absorb some of that nasty stuff that you left on the grill. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put this directly on the mat right here. And then we're just going to close the lid and let it smoke for 4 hours. Every hour coming back over here to stir the salt up to make sure that it gets all the salt is absorbing the salt, the smoke. And then after 4 hours, we're going to go ahead and remove the smoke tube, and we're going to replace it with fresh pellets. I'll show you how to do that in a bit. The salt has been on the grill for 4 hours now, and you can still see that it's still smoking a little bit, but it's not getting a lot of salt or a lot of smoke right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace these pellets with some brand new pellets, so that way it gets more smoke. But as you can tell, I wanted to make sure it's not hot. It is actually getting darker now, and so I want to get some fresh pellets going, because it is supposed to rain later today, and I want to make sure I get another good 4 hours with this. And we could burn it off completely, but it's not smoking enough to really make a difference. So what I'm going to do is, you can tell all the pellets have burnt. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and pour them in this bowl. And you want to make sure you wear gloves when you handle this, because it is going to be hot to the touch, because it's been burning. And you want to make sure that you don't put these ashes on the ground, because it could cause a fire, because they are burning. They're still hot. And as you can see, it still has some pellets there, but we're just going to go ahead and replace this with some brand new pellets and get it started again and get it going. So during the whole startup process of doing this, I'm going to actually take the salt inside so that it doesn't get any ashes or anything. And I probably should have done that earlier, but we're going to take this inside so that we can light this up again and get it started and get another good 4 hours going. And then I will show you guys what the salt looks like after it's been on the burner, or on the in the grill cold smoking for another 4 hours. So anyway, I just want to show you what you do. As I said, make sure you put the pellets or the ash in something that's not going to catch fire on the ground. And then we're just going to go ahead and restart the smoke tube, fill it up, restart it, and then let it smoke for another 4 hours. And hopefully at that time it will be a nicer golden or darker brown color. I just finished taking the salt off the grill, and it's been a total of 8 hours cold smoking it. We cold smoked it with applewood pellets and using this amazing smoke tube. And this was the same salt that I had hot smoked a few weeks ago. And as you can tell, if I wish I would have saved a sample of the old salt that I had hot smoked, but unfortunately I didn't. But I can tell a difference in the color. I could see that this side right here got a little more browner than this side. So what I will do next time is I'll rotate the screen and kind of just rotate it around so that all the smoke is getting exposed to it, because I got a little lazy on the stirring. I didn't stir it as much as I should have, but overall I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It did turn a little bit darker, and hopefully it'll have more smoky flavor when we use it for seasoning foods. And if it's not seasoned or smoky enough, then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and throw it back on the pellet grill and cold smoke it some more until I get just the right flavor. And that's the cool thing about it is you can season it, you can smoke it for as long as you want, and if it doesn't come out perfectly the first time, there's no shame in putting it back on and doing it again. I hope you enjoyed this video on cold smoking sea salt, and if don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and stop by my website at smokergrillgirl.com for more tips and resources and everything about outdoor cooking and grilling and griddling as well too. So we'll talk to you later and have a great day.